We're going to start with the Bastien book on page 11. I like starting with this book because it takes away a lot of the extra visual things, so it's easier to see how the notes are moving. As we look here at the piano keyboard, this is what I mentioned before, we're going to be using the notes C, D, E, F, G. With the right hand, it's fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then with the left hand, it's still C, D, E, F, G, but it's fingers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because remember, thumbs are 1, index fingers 2, middle finger 3, ring finger 4, pinkies are 5. So then we get in position here, and I'm going to do this right now. It's the C, D, E, F, G. Now with the left hand, it's the C, D, E, F, G. Now we look down here at the song Etude in C. It starts off with RHs for right hand. It gives us the names of the notes. And as you see, the notes are going up, the pitch is going up. But now we're also using quarter notes, which are 1 beat, and half notes are 2 beats. These lines, those are bar lines to separate things. So I'm going to do the right hand first. Here we go. And C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. Then the left hand is the same notes, but it's different fingers. Ready? And C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. And it's important when you're first learning things to say the notes as you're playing. So right now I'm going to do the right hand and then the left hand. Here we go. And C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. Left hand. C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. Once you get comfortable doing those enough times, then try doing both of them at the same time. And here it's important to keep saying the notes because you are telling your fingers what keys to push down. Here's both hands. C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. Now I'm going to do the right hand, left hand, and then both. Right hand. C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. Left hand. C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. Both hands. C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, C. Now we're going to take what we learned in the first part of Lesson 1 and continue with Part 2 of Lesson 1, where we're actually using these same notes. Now we're going to play melodies we'll recognize. We're going to start with Ode to Joy by Ludwig van Beethoven. Starts with the right hand, but now it starts on E. So we have E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. Now that's not exactly the way the rhythm is written, but we're going to play it that way because that's how the tune goes. And even if we try to do it this way, everybody still plays it with the other rhythm, which we haven't learned that rhythm yet. So don't worry about that. Then the left hand starts the same way, same notes. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, but then ends with different notes. D, C, C. So here we go. Right hand, this is the right hand. And E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. And you're going to want to practice that a few times before we go on to the left hand. Here's the left hand. And E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D, C, C. I'm going to play it this time. I'm not going to say the names of the notes. You can say the names of the notes, but I'm not going to right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we're going to play Au Clair de la Lune, Finally, we get to use those whole notes I was talking about before, which are 4 beats long. Interesting thing about a clair de lune, the notes are the same for both parts. C, 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 D, E, D, C, E, D, D, C. But it's very different fingers. Because with the right hand, we're using fingers 1, 2, and 3. With the left hand, we're using fingers 5, 4, and 3. So here's the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 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 D, E, D, C, E, D, D, C. Here's the left hand. 2, 3, 4. C, 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 D, E, D, C, E, D, D, C. Now I'm going to play the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a good thing to do, because our fingers are so different and the notes are the same, just like in the first one we did, we're going to play both of them at the same time. And here you better say the notes as you're doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 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 D, E, D, C, E, D, D, C. Now we're going on to the next page, page 13. And we're going to do Good King Wenceslas. Something different about this, we're going to start with the left hand. And we're starting on a different note, F. So we have F, 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 G, F, F, C, D, C, D, E, F, F. It really helps when you're looking at the notes, you're looking at the shape of the music where it goes like an F up to a G, back down to an F, drops down to a C, up to a D, back down to C, and then we're going up by steps, C, D, E, F. As you look at the notes, it's easier to keep track of them, keep them steady, because we don't want to read one note at a time. We want to play the whole phrase, so it's not like the name Wenceslas. We're not going to say s. It's Wenceslas. So here we go. Here's the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 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 G, F, F, C, D, C, D, E, F, F. The right hand, as we compare and contrast the two lines, it's the same notes, exactly. Now we start on F, but this hand, the right hand, starting on finger number 4, that F. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 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 G, F, F, C, D, C, D, E, F, F. And when I'm testing my students on this one, I have them play the left hand, then the right hand, and then both hands at the same time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really challenging doing both hands at the same time, but if you make sure you start on F with both hands and look at the shape of the music, you'll have much more success with it. The last one for this lesson, we're doing Frère Jacques. It's going to sound like the song you've sung before, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. But when we get to these two measures, it's not going to sound like the song we know. Sonna la mattina, because that's a set of rhythmic notes that we don't know yet. So they have this simplified, and it'll sort of sound a little different, but it won't be that bad. Now, as we analyze the piece, we look at the first measure. Right hand, C, D, E, C. Second measure, same thing. C, D, E, C. Make sure you do both those C's. And then we look at the next two measures. Those are the same. E, F, G, And again, E, F, G. Then we go to the left hand down here. These two measures are the same. G, G, E, C, G, G, E, C. So when you're practicing, practice 2 measures at a time, then practice those 2 measures, then practice those 2 measures before you try putting them together. Now we get to the last 2 measures. This is the fun part because we're using the C from the right hand and the G from the left hand. So it's just thumbs. G, C, G, C, C, G, C. So I tell my students, just think about texting because then you're just using your thumbs. Here we go. I'm going to say the notes as we do them. Here we go. So the right hand and C, D, E, C, C, D, E, C, E, F, G, E, F, G. Left hand. G, G, E, C, G, G, E, C. Thumbs. C, G, C, C, G, C. Okay, once more, but I won't say the notes this time. You can, but I won't. 1, 2, 3, 4.